We are back into the mining sector, and as the name on the box says, it's a model of a Sandvik machine. Here is the real machine. It's a DR410i, and if you're clever, you'll know this is a blast hole drill. This model is from a relatively new name. It's 6 scale models. And as you can see, the box is quite big with corner protectors, and the weight of the box is listed as 7 kilograms. And we'll see if that's right in a moment. 6 scale models' motto is precision with passion, and firstly,
let's weigh it up.
The big box is carefully lowered onto the weighbridge, and it comes in at £17 11 ounces, which is over 8 kilograms, so it's heavier than advertised. And the first thing to note is the multi-layers of packaging. Inside the outer carton there is an inner carton, and when we then open that up we see some soft foam rubber, and only by removing that do we finally get a view of the model box. And provided here is also an instruction sheet. Well, unpacking it all is certainly a job and a half, and we'll see the reason for it all shortly. So here is the box. It's a rotary blast hole drill, and there's some technical information about the real machine. There's also a picture of it, and underneath we have some branding. Let's open this box up and see what's inside. And the first thing we see is some clear plastic wrapping. We can use that to lift out the innards, and what we see is that this model comes in its own Perspex display case. There are some shipping tapes which keep the cover on, and we need to remove that because inside there are some plastic formers, and these enclose the model and stop it rattling around during shipping. It's satisfying to pull the poppers apart, and when you've carefully done that, you get to see the model in all its glory. Let's take a look at the instruction sheet, and it's always a plus point when instructions are included. It describes the features, and there's also some text which says the model is to museum standards, and that you have to handle it carefully. There's no assembly to do, and we start by looking at the display case, which is very high quality. But to look at the model in detail, we'll take the case off, and the base is nicely finished with red stitching, and there's also a metal plate telling you this is a DR410i. The crawler track frames are nicely detailed, and you can see there are working top rollers. But at the moment you can't see if there are bottom rollers because the model is fixed to the base. The crawler tracks are metal. The levelling jacks have nice metal pads, but the pistons have visible screw threads. It's nice to see there are proper rubber skirts where all the drilling action takes place, and the metalwork around the platform is finely crafted. And the reason for that is that an unusual modelling technique has been used. And here are 2 views of the frame, and it's been achieved using CNC milling. A very nice touch on the model is the quality of the metal hand railing. It's suitably thin and therefore very realistic. On one side at the front you can see finely detailed equipment, and that includes a derrick crane for bit handling, and that piece of equipment is an option on the real machine. Also finely crafted are the ladders with an etched tread pattern, and tiny graphics add to the authentic look. At the back of the machine there is some fire suppression equipment, and there are more high quality handrails, ladders and graphics. Modelling of some of the smaller equipment is particularly intricate, and there are some excellent finely etched grills which let you see the fan behind. Other equipment on the deck is also modelled in detail, and the engine exhaust pipe has a small cap. Moving to the back of the platform, and we can see that the very high standard continues, and there are more excellent etched grills. And if you look at the detail in the plates at the bottom, you can see there are properly formed tiny holes. At the back there's a service platform to get access to the mast when it's horizontal, and it's beautifully formed, including the mesh flooring. The engine is open to provide easy maintenance access, and that allows it to be very detailed on the model. And you can see how all of the engine components are finely crafted. There's an electrical cabinet with highlighted handles, and the quality of the flooring also sets this model apart. The standard of the etched floors is very high and looks very realistic. The cab has a big window to allow the operator to see the drill. It's got a very fine windscreen wiper, and the seat has the controls and computer console modelled. And again, it all looks realistic and convincing. Moving to the mast, and again it's the standard of detailing which is so impressive. The mast itself is not modelled in die cast. To get the fine precision, it's actually laser cut. The rotary head is moved up and down the mast by chains, and that has been modelled here. Here you can see how the laser cutting allows the very high quality detailing of the mast structure, and that's followed up by more intricate detailing of the hydraulics, and also the pipework, the hose guides and the handrails. There's also a full high quality mesh platform. At the top of the mast we see the Sandvik name. The rotary head has got hydraulic hoses running to the motors, and you can see where the chain drives run over the top of the mast head. A beacon light completes the detail. With the mast folded we can see the drill bit, and again it's minutely detailed. With the model fixed on its base we can't carry out any tramming, but it is easy to roll the crawler tracks, and they are spring loaded for tension in the usual way. The machine features 4 levelling pads, and you can raise and lower these on the model. And you just do that by screwing and unscrewing the pads. There are some smaller features such as this folding ladder, and there is also some simple functionality on the derrick crane, and its mini boom can be raised and lowered. The main access stairs are also controlled by a hydraulic ram, and on the model that functions and you can raise and lower it. The mast can easily be lowered to a horizontal position, and the action is very smooth and precise, but there's not enough stiffness in the rams to pose angled drilling. It's also possible to move the rotary head, and it slides up and down the mast with the chain drive working. The chain drives of the rotary head have quite a stiff tension, so you need to be just a little bit careful how you actually move the rotary head. The breakout clamp on the model also functions.
Time for a dim check.
Let's get the tape out on the model in its display case, and it's about 20 inches or 50 centimeters high. Another option you have on the model is to remove it from its base. The instructions warn you against it and say it is at your own risk, but in practice it's reasonably straightforward. Peel off the coverings and unscrew the bolts, and because of the precision of the CNC milling of the frame, everything comes apart very easily.
Let's weigh it up again.
So now we'll just weigh the model itself, and because of the precision components it's a relatively lightweight 1 pound 6 ounces or 615 grams. We can now take a look underneath the model, and you can see the high quality fixing locations. There's also a very nice 6 scale model badge, and with this view of the model we can finally look at the rollers in the bottom of the track frames. And as you can see here, they are all precision engineered. With the model off its base, we can fully lower the drill pipe, and we can get to see it in this special see-through mine. This is an extremely high quality model of the Sandvik DR410i. Different and unusual modelling techniques have been used to create a highly authentic model. It also has interesting and usable functionality. This model has been made in very low numbers and so it is expensive, but it also sets some new standards for high quality modelling. Overall, if you want the best, it certainly is excellent.